The New York Times said this year that TikTok is the new search engine for Gen Z.
Welcome to Success Confidentials.
If you're a healthcare visionary obsessed with patient experience, team culture, marketing, and growth, you're in the right place.
We are too. We're Lauren
and Christine,
the Patient Whisperers. We worked together for 4 years as leaders in a real premium practice.
We did not play in the traditional healthcare sandbox and believe human emotions drive all success, and it really, really worked. We grew our cash pay practice an average 60% year over year.
And on social media, we grew our followers from 1,000 to 14,000 in just 2 years, generating millions in annual revenue from social media alone.
So now we're out here sharing what made us wildly successful so you can be too.
Let's have some fun.
And let's dive in. Right now, in 2024, the biggest threat to our cash pay, elective, premium procedures or services is what?
Misinformation on social media.
2024 has been a tough year for a lot of us in healthcare when we are looking to grow those out-of-pocket cash pay procedures and services. So we really have to stop and look at everything that has affected it this year, and this is at the top of the list.
Because today's consumer is going to social media when they're considering a service or product or procedure and seeing what other people are saying.
The New York Times said this year that TikTok is the new search engine for Gen Z.
Which rings so true. I fall into that year, 1996, between millennial and Gen Z. And so I definitely have some Gen Z traits. And I had symptoms the other night. I wasn't feeling good, waking up in the middle of the night. And I went to TikTok. Actually, after going to Google, because Google was very overwhelming for me, it was just a projection of information. And I felt like with TikTok, I was hearing a real person. I could find the real experts quickly, or what you perceive to be the experts. And I could get the information I needed in a bite-sized format and in a video that feels authentic.
We see Google prioritizing search results that are video, that come from YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, social media. So we know that this is the trend where consumers are researching, and they are not just researching through blogs and websites online. They're looking for other people's opinions, experiences, horror stories, outcomes, whether it's someone they know or an influencer they follow, or even people they don't know, where it's just a real person out there who's already been through this experience that you are considering. For sure, there are more and more experts emerging on social media that are doctors and are healthcare professionals, but there's not a lot of that content yet. So there's a big gap, and there's a lot of misinformation out there where we can see videos of people that maybe they weren't a good candidate in the first place, right? Maybe they didn't follow post-op instructions. Maybe they're that problem patient that we know in our practice, but they're representing this service procedure experience to the masses. We have to combat that with the right information, the right expectations, and the right facts and information that our consumer and our potential patient really needs to know when they're making this decision.
And I think also one thing from my personal experience when I was using TikTok the other night is there's a lot of people who set themselves up as thought leaders or experts. But then when you click to their profile, you're like, this person is not a physician. This person may be 21 years old and just graduated undergrad. Like, they should not be giving me medical advice. But it's so easy in the scroll to get lost in that and not have that moment of realization. And so also adding credibility to who you are for the consumer to see and back up these facts with.
So what do we do to combat that misinformation? There's really two routes you can go. Both are important, but one is a long game and one has more short-term immediate effects for those potential patients in your area that you need to come through your doors. One, the long game is organic content, where we become thought leaders in our industry. We become experts at bring their voice to the table on social media. We create reels, videos, carousels of content that educates our audience on our procedures and services. That's a long game to really saturate your community with that awareness and intent. The short game is what we can do right now.
That's ads or boosted content, putting money behind our content on social media to deliver it to the people we want to reach, our target audience.
That means we're not fighting this big war with general overall perception. We're targeting people in our community. This is our patient base or potential patient base that we need to combat that misinformation for. So we obviously want to use location services, target those zip codes and demographics, cities that we want to reach, and put information out there that is educational and informational in feel. It should not feel like an ad. It should feel like, hey, this is the thought leader, this is the expert on this service or procedure in my area, and they are making sure I am well informed. And then as a consumer, that's who I want to trust when I do decide I want to have that procedure or service. As always, we don't leave you hanging. We have our complete guide to social media ads that work, that stop the scroll, make the most of your marketing dollar, and get new patients in your doors. We also have our complete social media training program in Upskillery. Follow the link.
For more conversations and quick wins, be sure to follow our podcast so you don't miss anything.
Save episodes to easily find for drive time, workouts, or multitasking.
Check out our resources to make your life easier at thepatientwhispers.com. So here's what the consumer is seeing when they're using TikTok as a search engine. And let's say they're looking up information about LASIK.